The 2018 NFL Draft is in the books, and today Jimmy the GM will look at some of the offensive sleepers that were picked on day 3, the final day of the draft. The top 5 offensive sleepers, players that I think were better than the spot they were picked at. And we're going to start first with the number 1 sleeper, the number 1 steal of the draft as far as day 3 goes for an offensive player. And that is Cedric Wilson, the 6th round pick out of Boise State for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Wilson put up some very good numbers in college his 2 seasons at Boise State. He was a high school quarterback, sort of took the circuitous route to college stardom and then starring at Boise State in the Mountain West Conference. He tested very well at the combine, got good size at 6'2". He's sort of slithery, ran a good shuttle time. Just looking at his numbers in his film, there aren't many weaknesses in his game. I think he was in consideration for the number 1 receiver being chosen. Of course, I had Courtland Sutton as my top receiver, DJ Moore behind him, but I think Cedric Wilson was in that conversation. And for Dallas to get him in the 6th round is most definitely a steal. They drafted Michael Gallup out of Colorado State before Wilson. They also have traded for Tavon Austin, it seems. So they're trying to retool that receiving corps for Dak Prescott. I think Cedric Wilson has an opportunity to be the best of the bunch going forward. Now, moving on to the second best steal, the second best sleeper out of day 3 offensive players in the NFL draft. We stay in that receiver and we'll go with Jordan Lasley, a 5th round pick out of UCLA for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Ravens, as I detail in the mock draft leading up, they really could use help at receiver, and I think they got to absolutely steal in the 5th round out of Lasley. He has some off-the-field concerns, maybe some character concerns, but the talent is undeniably there. 4'5", 40, 4'19", 20-yard shuttle. Just how productive he was playing with an NFL caliber quarterback, a guy who anticipates and has timing, shows what Lasley's potential is at this next level. He really connected well with Josh Rosen late last season. I think at a good body size, 203 with the 6'1" height, he will definitely make plays. I look for him, just like Wilson, to eventually emerge as the lead dog of that Baltimore receiving unit. Look at Michael Crabtree, John Brown, Rashad Perriman just haven't panned out. Baltimore drafted him in the 1st round a couple of years ago, a few years back, and I think Lasley is a better talent than Perriman and will have a better career. All right, the 3rd biggest steal/sleeper of the 3rd day of the 2018 NFL draft, another receiver. That's Richie James out of Middle Tennessee State, drafted in the 7th round by the San Francisco 49ers. Now, the 49ers, the interesting thing about them, they have a stockpile of young, under-the-radar receivers. You look at Trent Taylor or Kendrick Bourne, just what they've been doing at that position, or even this year's draft with Dante Pettis. So in order to draft Richie James, you know they had to have a pretty good grade on him, since they have a bunch of guys already capable of making plays at that position. But when you look at James in his 4.48 40 time, very good shuttle, once again shows his quickness and just how productive he was. First 2 college seasons, catching over 100 passes each. Can work out of the slot, got good balance, can really adjust for the ball in air. And he looks sort of smaller than his 5'10" measurement on film, but he plays so much bigger. I think Richie James, given the opportunity, and the 49ers must really like him to draft him with some of the younger guys they got. I think he really can make plays. He can be sort of that Wes Welker, Julian Edelman type player for Jimmy Garoppolo going forward. And even with the draft picks, just the acquisitions the 49ers have made at that position, I think James can really stick and make an impact for the team. All right. the fourth biggest sleeper slash steal of day 3 of the 2018 NFL draft when it comes to offensive players. I would say that's Justin Jackson, running back out of Northwestern, who was drafted in the 7th round by the LA Chargers. Now Jackson, very productive player at Northwestern, 1,000 yards all 4 seasons. In fact, 1,100 yards all 4 seasons. Also used in the receiving capacity quite a bit. He was basically, from the moment he stepped foot on campus, he was a key part of that Northwestern offense. And Northwestern's not didn't surround him with a lot of talent, so defense is of course keyed on him. So his transition to the NFL should be, come a little easier, fly more under the radar. He might be in the position to just let his physical abilities talk. Tested very well at the combine, very explosive for a leaper, 38.5-inch vertical jump. Shows he got some athleticism as well as his solid play. He's a guy that can spell Melvin Gordon and also be a third down back. I think it's a great Swiss Army knife type of a player when you're talking about the running back position. Definitely the different things he can do to help that Charger offense. Now for the final and number 5 offensive steal slash sleeper of the 2018 NFL draft as far as day 3 picks go. We go back to receiver and we'll stay in the AFC West. The Denver Broncos selected in the 4th round Deshaun Hamilton out of Penn State. Now Hamilton, out of all these guys, was drafted first, earlier than all of these guys I mentioned. He was drafted in the 4th round. So it's probably not quite as the steal. I also don't think he's better than Wilson. Lastly, James, you can make arguments for, but one thing's for sure, he can make plays. That Penn State offense sort of didn't feature him till his senior year, but when they featured him, he was able to put up numbers and help the team win. Denver also drafted my top-rated receiver, Courtland Sutton. So Hamilton and Sutton will both be in a good position to learn from guys like Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas. And I think it's a very good position for Hamilton to come in and make an impact. Drafted in the 4th round, they will spend some time with them and invest with them. And I think he will make it pay off handsomely. There you go, the top 5 offensive slash sleepers, just under the radar type guys and draft steals from day 3 of the 2018 NFL draft.